have an idea of what we're talking about.
Yay! Me
Yay.
too. Okay. Hey everyone, it's Jamie from Independent Street Nola and Seasons of Ritual, and I'm with my friend Helen, the Crimson Cadaverous.
Hi.
And we are in the Mardi Gras spirit.
Yes.
So happy Mardi
Getting
Gras.
ready for a parade right now.
Yeah, yes we are.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a twofer coming from you from Royal Street in beautiful New Orleans. The weather's
Yes.
gotten a lot warmer, so we're ready to talk astrology.
Yes.
Because we
got
talk
the
about
sky above us.
Yeah, we
and-
talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, friends, so we are in the week of 2/6 to 2/12.
Mm-hmm.
And just to say, we will still be feeling the effects of the full moon in Leo that happened
Yes.
on Sunday.
Yes, which is going to peak, around noon on Sunday, but we will still have a day or so on either side that we feel that energy.
Okay, and then, so let's talk about Monday the 6th. The moon will still be in Leo,
Yes.
which means it's opposite Saturn, who is still in Aquarius.
Yes. So definitely when we have planets that are opposite one another, they have the opportunity to see eye to eye.
Okay, good, good.
So it's almost like they look across at one another and maybe might be able to see kind of each other's opposing viewpoints.
That's great, because right now I have bananas.
Yes.
Yes, so.
And perhaps with that Saturn, because Saturn allows us to place boundaries and restrictions and solid foundations.
And see where they need to be, if there's not any.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
And that's very good, especially because, again, we have the full moon in Leo, which is lovely, but it can be a little extra. So what?
I know, look at us,
right?
She's a Leo, my moon's in Leo. What?
Hello.
Okay.
But so we have, this grounding energy of the opposition with Saturn to just kind of take us down a notch, I guess is the best way to
so it
put
doesn't
it there.
So the fire doesn't get too big.
Yes, so
right?
the fire doesn't, burn the whole forest, basically.
Okay, good, good. It just burns the things that need to go.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
And then we have the moon moving into Virgo later on that day.
Okay.
Which again, more
Earth.
grounding energy. Anything that kind of came up from that full moon, we can resolve it with the Virgo moon grounding us even further.
Thank gosh.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of like the little
goddess.
the cleanup after the party.
Okay, good. I like that.
Virgo's always there cleaning up after that Leo party.
Thank you, Virgo.
That's why we love Virgo.
That's true. That's a resolver. Okay.
We got a Virgo.
Yeah. Woo!
We got a Virgo club.
Okay, so Tuesday the moon will still be in Virgo. It'll be opposite Venus and Pisces.
Yes.
And then it'll be squaring Mars and Gemini.
Yes.
Okay, so
Which actually Venus and Mars are forming a square today while we're filming this on Saturday.
okay.
So this is kind of some residual energy left over, that opposition with Venus and the square with Mars, the moon getting involved in that.
Okay, so that moon energy though soothes you guys.
Right.
It
So it's kind of like
soothes.
bringing our feelings, and so it can feel, so whatever we've experienced, it feels at home with us. It feels like something that's actually we're supposed to be feeling.
Yeah, so the way I see this too is on Tuesday, so like that Venus and Pisces is really ripping the Band-Aid off of relationships that they're showing the truth to what they are.
Yes.
And I always say that Mars and Gemini is probably, like if you're freaking out, that Mars and Gemini is going to give you movement, but it's going to bring in lots of options, just not two. Gemini used to be duality, but now it's actually more than two. You just ask for that higher option. And so that moon in Virgo. Mern?
Mern.
Yeah. Okay,
I mean,
that
moon in Virgo kind of feels like a mern.
Hashtag Mern.
Mern.
The moon in Virgo will help you bring in some intuition to
Yes.
resolve it, but like probably kind of quickly.
Yes.
Because that's a mutable sign, but also grounding is not going to be too what I'm trying to say is dramatic. It's not going to be too, even if you kind of feel, ooh, you've got a lot of good things working there to get things moving.
And the trine with the North Node and Uranus, again, grounding energy. As much as Uranus is always kind of shaking things up,
Right.
North Node and Uranus are both in Taurus, which is, of course, an earth-grounded energy.
Fixed earth. Yeah.
Right. And the trine is always going to be harmonious. So it's always going to be an energy that, is honestly making things a little easier.
Yeah. It's greasing the wheels.
Right. So the opposition and the square that we experienced with Venus and Mars with the moon basically is softened up by that trine with the North Node and Uranus.
Okay, that's great. That's what we need. That's what we need to hear.
Yes.
Put that on the end. Okay, Vesta
Yes.
will enter Aries that day on Tuesday.
Right, which I think that's fantastic because Vesta, of course, is the eternal flame.
Yes.
It's that sacred flame inside of us that basically keeps us going.
The Vestal version.
The way I think about it sometimes with Vesta is she's almost like like a gas stove, that pilot light that kind of stays on all the time.
But
But
go ahead.
but I was going to say, when she gets into Aries, it's almost like turning the flame up.
Well, I was going to say that's really interesting how fire keeps coming back in with all this air and earth, because Jupiter is in Aries, and then now Vesta is entering Aries.
Yes.
Yeah. So Aries is
Aries has a lot of the asteroids and dwarf planets right now, because Pluto's there, Chiron is there. So yeah, so I think it's almost like we're Aries kind of initiating something with those minor planetary energies.
Aries sounds like a Mardi Gras party.
Oh,
like
totally.
Everyone's invited.
Totally. And especially Vesta and Aries is like, get the sparklers out.
Everybody's showing up.
Oh, yeah. And on that same day, we've got the Venus sextile with Uranus.
So remember, Venus is in Pisces.
Yes.
And so that sextile energy is also very movable. It's moving. It's a good thing. And so it's sextiling Uranus, who's still sitting in Taurus. Uranus is still sitting in Taurus. So you have Earth and water.
Yes.
Okay, so
feminine energy.
Yep.
Feminine energy, and Venus is obviously the divine feminine energy.
And she rules Taurus.
Right.
Right. So she's bringing in some of that, I guess, Neptunian energy too.
Yes, definitely. So it's definitely a very harmonious energy. It's definitely an energy that if we want to change something up within our value system, it's going to be real easy to do on that day.
Which is great.
Real easy.
Because that ties back into that moon in Virgo, opposite Venus in Pisces, and squaring that Mars in Gemini. So that's good, you guys.
Yes.
Okay, so Wednesday, the moon will still be in Virgo.
Yep.
And now it's trining Mercury in Capricorn.
Yes. So
okay.
That's just a strong, stable mind.
Yeah, that's a lot of communication.
Yes.
How are we going to work this out?
Right. And that's just both Earth energies, both planets are going to be in. So it's like, a strong, stable mind, and we're able to think clearly with that energy.
That's good.
Very pragmatically.
So that same day, it will be opposing Neptune and Pisces.
Right.
So looking across the street,
right.
It looks through the blinds, and there's Neptune and Pisces.
Right. So we've got that super pragmatic moon in Virgo, making things all, clean and resolved and like making sense.
Right.
But then we've got that opposition to Neptune and Pisces, and it's definitely not the energy known to make things make sense.
So don't freak out.
Right.
Just let things just kind of go.
Right.
I think this is like when Carrie was saying, go with the flow.
Yes. And I think this energy allows us kind of like that balance between the two.
I agree.
Where it's like, sometimes some things don't make sense.
No.
But that's okay. We can let that go because there's all these other things over here that do.
Right.
And, we can kind of balance things out with that.
Okay. That sounds good. Thursday, the moon will be it'll be the last day. It's in Virgo.
Yes.
In the morning, it'll be trining Pluto and Capricorn.
Yes.
That's a big deal, I think.
Yeah, I think because
it's resolving still that Pluto. It's still in Capricorn. It's that movement in Capricorn is real.
Right. Any big emotions that came up during the full moon, especially, we're going to easily be able to transmute them with that trine with Pluto. Because again, moon in Virgo is resolving. Pluto, is transforming, but trine is
putting things to rest.
Yes. Yeah. The trine is making it easier.
Okay, great. And then later on Thursday, the moon will move into Libra, so we're going to get that balance.
Yes.
It will be opposite Jupiter in Aries.
Yes.
Okay, so Libra is looking across the street again, and it sees Jupiter in Aries.
Yes.
Which again, every time we keep having this opposition with Jupiter and Aries, I always see like it's a good way to pump the brakes.
Oh, totally. It's definitely that. Like, yes, we want to go big. Yes, we want to see the big picture, but sometimes we need to.
Right. How can I stay in balance?
Yes. And again, the Libra moon's going to help us with that. Help us find that balance.
Yes. And then it's also conjunct Ceres, who is retrograde right now.
Yes. Just station retrograde, I believe, yesterday, Friday. So yesterday, our time.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. We're on Mardi Gras time.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I know. We're in some kind of weird portal at this point.
Yes. And so Ceres, when something's conjunct, it means they're right next to each other.
Yes. So they are merging energies at this point.
Yes.
And Ceres is the planet of nurturance. So how we nurture ourselves, how we provide nurturance to others and the planet. So while she is retrograde, we're contemplating those things.
I was going to say, this is a good thing to go over.
Yes.
So this is a good time, you guys. If you think you're always giving, This is a good time to ask yourself, how can I bring myself into balance?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think actually that opposition with Jupiter might actually kind of help us with that.
I think you're
Because
correct.
Jupiter in Aries is going to think of self first.
Right. Yes, it is.
And that's okay.
Yes.
Because we start there. We always start with ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's what we must remember.
And it's a good way to like initiate this new way of being, this
Yes.
new way of thinking.
Exactly.
Okay, you guys, Friday will be the 10th. The moon will be in Libra still.
Yes.
It'll be trining Mars and Gemini.
Yep.
And it'll also be trining the sun who's still in Aquarius.
Yes. So that's a really nice energy.
It
It's
really
kind of
is.
like a power up.
Yeah.
Because, Mars is our power planet, the sun is our vitality, and it's all shining very harmoniously on the moon in Libra, which is helping
Air.
us balance things out.
Mhm.
Air, keeping things pragmatic.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is very pragmatic energy because, again, all of it's in the air sign.
Yep, and that sun and that Mars is movement.
Yes.
You guys, it's time to get back with that, your self-confidence with that sun.
Yes.
Okay, so the same day it'll be opposite Chiron
Yes.
and Juno, who are both in Aries.
Yes. Which I actually think this is a really nice energy because if we have these oppositions where we're able to see, across at something, see opposing viewpoints, favorably.
Yep.
With an opposition to Chiron and Juno,
Mm-hmm.
what I see is us being able to maybe look at past hurts and relationships.
That's what I was going to say, 100%.
From a favorable standpoint.
Yep.
Where
Yep.
it's like, all right, maybe this did hurt at the time.
Right, but
What's happened since and how have I grown?
exactly, and how will I not fall into that again?
Right.
And you can initiate that new story.
Right. And you know what? That's perfect because
I was gonna say, hey, Mercury
I
is
just saw that too.
I know, we're good with our notes. Mercury will be conjunct Pluto in Capricorn.
yes. So
That's a good way
writing new stories.
Yep, exactly.
Yes.
Writing new stories. How we're going to talk
Right.
about this.
And, I also should mention that this is a great day if Mercury is going to form a conjunction with Pluto.
Yes.
Book a counseling session,
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about, things like that. Or use it as a point for creative catharsis.
Mhm.
So, if there's something like kind of beating around in your head
Right.
and you're like, I don't know how to get it out, get it out
Maybe-
on some
yeah,
music,
yes,
or like
write
write
it down,
something,
yeah.
paint something, like get it out. But I think it's definitely a day to get things out because
Yeah.
Mercury is there.
Yep, make up fake songs.
Yes.
All those things.
Yeah.
Okay, Saturday will be the 11th. And then the moon will still be in Libra at the beginning of the
Yes.
day,
Mhm.
trining Saturn, who's sitting in Aquarius. So that's that good energy.
Yep.
How can we be
Stability.
stable, right?
Mhm.
How can we be in balance?
Yes.
And then it'll be squaring Pluto,
Right.
who's sitting in Capricorn. And it's those last degrees of Capricorn.
Yes.
Yep.
Still letting things go.
Yeah, it's still just like cranking it. Like you've got to stay in balance, you guys.
Right.
So it's going to keep that conversation.
Right. And that same day, Pluto moves into his aneretic degree.
Okay, so that's the last degree
Yes. That's
Okay,
the last
last
degree,
degree of-
29.
of Capricorn.
Yes. And so we'll actually revisit this energy a couple of times
Yeah.
because Pluto's going to move in and out of
Aquarius.
Aquarius and Capricorn.
I can't
But
wait. I say
think
that
this
now.
is the first time we've experienced this in our lifetime, the 29th degree
Great.
of Pluto. So anytime a planet is aneretic,
Mhm.
that means, like I said, it's in its 29th final degree.
Yeah.
And it's basically its last time period in this energy.
Yeah,
so it's like
it's
finishing up.
Right. It's a degree of mastery
Yes.
because it's at the end. And it's interesting that it goes into Aquarius and then comes back. It goes into Aquarius and comes
Yes.
back. So it keeps hitting this degree of mastery. So it's like we're not going to keep moving forward until we really master what it
Yes.
is that we need to be mastering with Pluto and Capricorn in this age of Aquarius.
Because we got to be ready for Pluto and Aquarius.
Oh, mama.
It's a big one.
I know. I'm ready.
I was looking at the list of events that happened the last time Pluto was in Aquarius.
And then she texts them to me.
oh yeah,
So, yeah.
The hot air balloon was invented the last time Pluto was in Aquarius.
And what's really interesting, we've got those Chinese weather balloons
Oh.
flying all around right now.
Well.
Well, here we go.
Age of Aquarius,
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay, so on Friday, or no, excuse me, on Saturday, the 11th, the moon will then move into Scorpio.
Yes.
Well, it'll be squaring Mercury and Aquarius. So let's go over a quick, how many degrees apart is a square?
90 degrees.
90 degrees.
So
Okay.
3 signs.
3 signs over. Okay, so
Yes.
it'll be squaring Mercury and Aquarius.
Yes. Mercury, who just moved
I
into
was going to
Aquarius.
say, we were just had Mercury and
Yep.
Capricorn.
Yep, we just have Mercury move into Aquarius, then the moon moves into Libra and the 2 square.
Okay,
Or,
so
excuse me, Scorpio,
I know people hate
excuse
us
me.
right now. So the moon was in Scorpio, be squaring Mercury and Aquarius, and like you said, it's just moved into Aquarius, so this
Yes.
is a new conversation.
Right. So
Okay.
pretty much right away.
Yeah.
After Mercury's just feeling out this, Aquarian energy.
Scorpio and
The moon just feeling out that Scorpio energy.
right. They're gonna have a conversation.
Yes.
And it might be uncomfortable, a little awkward.
Yeah, but I think,
It might be a little this.
you know what? I think we're talking about things that we want to, that we
It'll get
need
there.
to talk
It'll
about.
get there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Because
So just
again,
know.
the Scorpio energy, of course, is representing what we're leaving behind, what we're transforming.
Also, Scorpio is feelings.
Yes.
And Aquarius isn't very feelings based.
Right.
So, and that moon is your intuition, and this is talking about this stuff.
Yes.
So just let it work itself. Don't force it.
Yeah. Don't force it. And I think, it's an energy that it's going to make sense.
Yeah.
What we need to release.
Yeah.
I really do.
Okay. And then on Sunday the 12th,
Yes.
the moon will still be in Scorpio.
Yep.
It'll be conjunct the South Node because the
Yes.
South Node is in Scorpio, which we haven't talked about for a minute. Before we kept talking about it, but now.
Yeah, that energy hasn't been coming up. I mean, obviously it comes up once a month.
Right,
but
right.
it hasn't been in play as much because we had that fixed T-square going on for a
For-
while.
yeah.
It was like that, Scorpio South Node just kept coming into play. But now we're getting a little bit of a revisit of it.
Yeah, because the South Node is in Scorpio, so
Right.
that's why it's going to be conjunct.
Yes. And then forming an opposition
Right.
to the North Node, of course, anytime,
Which
one is across from
Right,
the other,
right.
essentially. And also Uranus,
Right.
which is still in Taurus.
Right, and so again, that's Scorpio's fixed water.
Yes.
Taurus is fixed earth.
Yes.
Right, and so they're gonna kind of be in like playing chess with each other.
Yes.
They're gonna
kind of
want
looking across at each other.
right, right,
Yep.
and they're gonna kind of, but they want to check in with this and be like, what have we been learning?
Yes. What have we been learning? What do we
Because-
need to shift?
Because the difference is Uranus is now direct in
Yes.
Taurus.
Yes.
When before, when they met, it was always Uranus was always retrograde, but now
Yes.
Uranus is direct.
Yeah.
So the square is actually going to bring in new information.
Yes.
Probably good new information on how to help with that South Node caca that we're leaving behind.
Yeah, because I think, again, it's really interesting that South Node is in Scorpio because, again, both are about leaving things behind.
Yeah.
Both are about changing and
Oh,
letting
yeah.
the past go.
Right.
And I
I
think,
always say dying.
right.
Yeah.
And I think, there's something maybe almost that we need to honor
Yeah.
with what we're leaving behind with that South Node energy.
Okay.
I think that's maybe something that's kind of going on because it is in Scorpio, and it's like that's how it's how we've transformed.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. So a good week, a good solid week as we start winding down Aquarius season.
Yes.
No.
Well, we're only halfway through.
Okay, it's my favorite
We still got a
season.
little bit of time. Oh, we still got to eat the Aquarius cake.
Oh,
This is how
yeah.
you know Aquarius or astrology has gone mainstream.
Yeah.
I found an Aquarius season cake at the local Winn-Dixie here in New Orleans.
And then she bought it.
Of course. I mean, how could I leave it there?
Okay, you know what? I'll post a video. I'll make a little short of it. We'll post
yeah,
a little
that'll be
short
fun.
of it on our YouTube
Yes.
channel.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, if you have any questions, please reach out to us via Instagram or YouTube. She's at the Crimson Cadaverous, and then I'm either at Independent Street or Seasons of Ritual. You guys have a really good week. If there's any clarifications, you guys can always comment on the video. And if you do come into New Orleans for Mardi Gras, be sure you say hello.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, till next time.
Bye.